All right, guys, welcome back into the film room. I'm your host, Eric Turner. Today, we're going to be taking a look at rookie linebacker Tremaine Edmunds out of Virginia Tech, a guy whose ceiling is incredibly high for this team, and he's one of the cornerstones of this team going forward. Now, early on, he struggled a little bit in the preseason, but as each rep went by, as each game went by, you saw him progress, and I want to take a look at some of that film and show you that he is indeed learning, and he's learning very quickly. So far this preseason, he has 6 solo tackles, 3 assists, and 5 stops. He's one of the top 10 run stoppers currently from the inside linebacker position, currently sitting at 9th with a 12.5 run stop percentage according to Pro Football Focus. Edmunds is not only improving against the run, but he's starting to trust his eyes in coverage as well, and that's a scary thought because if you have a guy with his size and his range making plays in the open field against the pass, it's going to make things very difficult for opposing offenses. And you'll see his range here. Sitting in the middle of the field, it's 3rd and 28, and the Browns just try running a little screen to the bottom of the screen, but you see him diagnose that screen. He's looking right now at what linemen are getting out here and who's going to be blocking who, and he just gets on his horse and makes the tackle on Rashard Higgins, obviously sending it into 4th down. Now, versus the run, he's going to have some issues early on. He's going to have issues with diagnosing plays and sticking to his keys, but you got to live with some of the bad because when he starts diagnosing properly, you're going to see him shoot gaps like this, and he's going to make plays in the backfield, and it's going to lead to, 2nd down and 3rd down and long. Here's another play that we're going to be taking a look at. It's just a pin and pull sweep. You're going to see Pittsburgh run the sweep out here, and they're going to get numbers along the perimeter. They're going to get the defense outflanked. Edmunds is sitting right here, and watch him diagnose this play. You can see him looking up ahead to see who's blocking who. You get the down block by the tight end here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers about to hit the perimeter here, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. So that's a hat on a hat. If Edmunds gets blocked here by this right guard right there, the offense probably has an alley for this running back and probably scores. But because of the diagnosis of Edmunds, you see him fire his gun and shoot that gap to make the tackle in the backfield, sending it to 4th down. Now, this pin and pull run is something that he's seen a few times in preseason. Here's the first preseason game against the Panthers, and the Panthers are going to run the pin and pull. You're going to have a couple offensive linemen pulling this way. You're going to have a down block on Eddie Yarbrough. You see Edmunds right there. Watch him because as the ball is snapped, he recognizes it, but his angles are off, and it doesn't matter how fast you are, how quickly you get there. If you take a wrong angle, you see him getting downhill right now when this offense and this running back are trying to keep it flat to the outside. You see him get downhill too quickly, and he takes the inside angle of this offensive lineman when really he probably wants to attack that outside shoulder so that the running back is forced to cut it back in. But Edmunds takes the inside route. That offensive lineman is able to cut him off. And then you'll see McCaffrey just cut it upfield for a really good gain on 2nd down. All because of a bad angle by Edmunds. Now, fast forward to the next week. They're playing the Browns. You're going to have the very same play come right at you to the bottom of the screen. Watch this diagnosis. Watch the angle taken this time. Again, once he sees a play like this, he learns from his mistakes. He takes a better angle here and makes the running back cut back. But he is also so disciplined in his keys. So take a look. As the ball is snapped, you're going to see the offensive lineman pull. There's a down block here and a down block here. We call that 2 pin blocks. You're going to have 2 offensive linemen leading. Now, there's a lot going on this play. Obviously, Edmunds is diagnosing that. He's reading the guard to the back, and he sees the back obviously heading this direction. So he's going to go with the flow of the play to his right. Well, the Browns try muddying up the reads by sending this guy in orbit motion to get Edmunds to hold, to get this backside linebacker to hold, but Edmunds is true to his keys, gets downhill. You see him get to the line of scrimmage right there, takes a much better angle here with Milano setting the edge here and forcing that cutback. Edmunds does the same thing. He boxes this play in. So he attacks the outside shoulder this time, forcing that offensive lineman to pick him up, forcing that running back to cut it up inside where all the pursuit is from the backside and from the alley player, the safety here. Plays minimized. All right, so now let's fast forward to week 3. You see the motion come across there, 12 personnel. What the Bengals are going to do here is run that pin and pull to the boundary side and watch Edmunds' diagnosis. You're going to have the pin block here by the tight end. Here come the 2 offensive linemen. Milano takes some false steps, gets caught too far into the line of scrimmage. But Edmunds is all over it. And with this pin block here and this edge set, Watch Edmunds' closing speed here. I mean, he is leveraging the ball perfectly. You see him keep the ball on his inside shoulder. He's reading the blocks up ahead of him. The play by the defensive end here caused this traffic to build up here, so that allows Edmunds to roam freely here, and he just uses that speed to close and make the tackle. You see him wrap up on his legs, and guess what? Then you roll. Wrap on the legs and roll. Really nice play and diagnosis by Edmunds here. This is learning from week to week. This is learning from play to play. Just a fantastic job by Edmunds versus the pin and pull so far this preseason. All right, so towards the end of the second quarter, Edmunds started to come on. It's almost like the light came on and things started clicking in the run and the pass game. This is one of those plays where he almost picked it off and probably could have taken it the distance. So the Bengals are in an empty set, and you're going to see Edmunds right here, and post-snap, the defense is going to drop into cover 3 buzz, so you're going to have a safety drop into the hole right here and kind of rob the middle of the field. But I want you to watch Edmunds and slot corner Taron Johnson here, because their communication and their trust in the system and their trust in their eyes almost leads to an interception here. You're going to have 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Number 1's going to run a clear route. Number 2 is going to run a little out and up. You'll see really nice eye discipline and zone awareness and spacing by Johnson here. He doesn't just scream downhill. He plays that no cover zone, which is helping that corner by undercutting this one. So if there was to be a quick pass to the one, it's undercut. Now that's really good spacing, especially as that tight end turns upfield there. I want you to watch Edmunds here, because even though these two are pretty much pattern matching these 2 inner routes, Edmunds has his eyes on both of these routes. They're both in his peripheral. And obviously as this guy goes to flats and eventually curls upfield, Edmunds knows that it turns a man-to-man, so he's got this guy, and he feels him throttle down. I know you can't see him on the screen, but he feels him throttle down, and he just breaks on the ball and almost picks it off. Just a nice play. I mean, look at him. By the time that receiver breaks, he's right in the pocket, and, man, it's so close to picking that off. And if he does, I mean, he's probably going to outrun everyone on the Bengals offense, because you only have offensive linemen and the quarterback here. All the receivers are downfield in this 2-minute situation. Just a beautiful read by Edmunds and Taron Johnson. Good job of staying disciplined. Eventually, these plays are going to turn into turnovers. The Bills haven't had a linebacker like Edmunds ever, so it'll be exciting to see what he can do on the defensive side of the ball. So now we fast forward a little bit to 3rd and 4, and you're going to see the Bengals come out here in a trip set, and they're going to motion a guy across the formation. And since it's man coverage, you're going to have one guy go across with him. And all the Bengals are trying to do is get everyone to be looking this way to the eye candy as this motion comes across. And what they're going to do is fake that jet sweep and throw a little crack toss to the wide side of the field. You're going to have a down block here by the receiver. You're going to get 2 pulling linemen. But Edmunds is going to blow this play up with his speed, with his range. I want you to watch him. He's right here, and you'll see it from the tight camera angle. Just does a fantastic job of diagnosing this play and shutting it down and using his angles to not only get to the ball, but to force the cutback where the pursuit can come and clean it up. See him right here. Look at him. He just shoots that gap, takes the outside angle, leverages the ball really well. Doesn't make the tackle because of the nice spin move, but look where all his help's coming from. His pursuit's there. But I want you to look at this play from the tight camera angle, because you're going to watch his eyes. He's reading these 2 offensive linemen, all right? Watch his eyes here as the play unfolds. You see him looking to his right, looking to his left, and as the ball is snapped, he's sticking to his keys. His eyes aren't up on this jet action. That's not his responsibility. He's reading the blocking concept between the guard and tackle. And as soon as that guard goes and makes this first step right there, that signifies a down block of some sort. So as soon as that guy's blocking down, he's got to expect, if that guy's blocking down, there's no one blocking me. Ball usually means it's coming to me. And so with that down block, you get the center pulling, but Edmunds is just too athletic for that center to get out ahead of Edmunds, especially if Edmunds sticks to his keys like he did on this play. So he reads that play. Now he's just got to find a proper angle. He's got to look out ahead of him to make sure there's no other down blocks coming. No one's out ahead of him, and now he just has to use his athleticism to cut the play down, force it back, where Tre'Davious White and his teammates can come up and make the tackle and not allow the Bengals to convert this 3rd down and to extend the drive. Just a really nice play by the defense. And this is that moment. This was the drive where the light went on for Edmunds The final play we're going to look at is right at the beginning of the third quarter. The ball is snapped as they are panning the sideline here, but I want you to just watch Edmunds shoot the gap. Right here, he's reading his keys. All right, he sees this combo block right here, and he sees his gap, so he shoots it, and the ball is actually going away from him. But because he's so quick to read his keys and the blocking concepts ahead of him, he shoots that gap and, of course, uses that speed and that range to chase the ball carrier down back behind the line of scrimmage. So immediately on first down to start the third quarter, the Bengals are already going to be in 2nd and 12 or 13. Just a really nice play by Edmunds. Just another good job of him starting to trust his eyes and the different blocking concepts that offensive linemen and offensive coordinators are going to throw at him. Once he starts trusting his eyes here, his athleticism is going to be an issue. And you can see that here. He chases the ball carrier down from the backside of this run. The Bills fans should be really excited about Tremaine Edmunds. Again, he's going to have some growing pains, but he's also going to make some splash plays from the linebacker position that Bills fans are not used to seeing or having. He's going to allow the defensive playbook to be open because he can match up with receivers, tight ends, running backs, you name it. And I know the defense kind of struggled here in the preseason. They really didn't get in their rhythm, but I think once the regular season hits, you're going to see what this staff has created defensively for its linebackers, and specifically Tremaine Edmunds.